Hello everyone, I am Dr. Manoj Kumar NV, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Management Sciences, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So today my presentation topic is on issue management. The subject entitles Banking and Financial Services. The subject code is 18 MBA FM 301. And today we are mainly focusing into the unit 3 and title with merchant banking. So as a function, one of the major function of a merchant banker is a issue management. So therefore today we are mainly concentrating on the particular topic towards conceptually we can able to build the knowledge on it. So we will move into the particular topic issue management. So as we know that as an investor, there are plans to make an investment, plan to do the right investment. So while they are deciding the right investment, they should be very careful regarding to the factors which is influencing for the right investment. So here as a banker, one of the major function as a issue management, where they are going to be plan that how they are going to be engaged in the business towards issue management, either by making arrangements regarding to selling and buying or subscribing to the corporate securities as manager, as a consultant, or subordinating to security corporate advisor services they are going to provide to the each and every customer who are interested to make a investment plans. So in the issue management, so the management of issues for raising of funds through various types of instrument of companies is known as issue management. So like the company may raise their capital through the share capital, preference shares, bonds, debt. They have a different variety of sources are available. So in that the company need to plan which one is the best suitable plan for them to raise the adequate capital. So issue management can be defined as managing the issues of corporate securities like preference shares, equity shares, debentures or bonds. Also marketing of capital issues of existing companies, including the right issues or dilution of shares. So when we consider the issue of, so here as a merchant banker, they are focusing on the issue management, where they are mainly focusing on issuing, or they are concentrating on all the marketing issues of existing companies. So when they are considered for existing companies, so when they go for IPO, it is for the new companies. But when they are concentrating the marketing issues regarding to the capital base. So regarding to the capital base, whatever the existing company, they are facing a problem on the issues with respect to where they are concentrating on the right shares. This is one of the most important type of shares which is available for existing equity shareholders. Also they are concentrating on dilution of shares. So here this is a major two things which is most important addition by the investment managers, where whenever the existing company they go for right issue. So right issue means it is the share, the paid shares by the existing shareholders, and that is going to be issued only to the existing shareholders. So therefore, they have a right, the existing shareholders have a right to buy those shares by paying for the particular issue. So therefore, here they got the right. There are only two types of shares which are going to be issued only to the existing shareholders. The first one is bonus shares and the second one is right shares. So bonus shares where they are going to be provided as free shares, like if the existing shareholder has a 5 shares, then the company they are planning to provide, based on their profitability, they are planning to provide one more share as a free shares, so that we are called it as bonus shares. Or sometimes they are going to be convert the partly paid up into fully paid up shares. So that is also the one of the type where in the bonus shares. But in the right shares, those shares are going to be issued to the existing shareholders, but it is not free of cost. The existing shareholders must need to be paid and need to be get the right on the particular shares. So therefore, whenever there is a problem, issue problems while in the marketing of capital issues problem with respect to existing company in terms of right shares and dilution of shares, at that time the merchant bankers, they are going to be helpful for them to take a right decision. Then moving to a merchant banker is any person who is engaged in the business of issue management. Issue management where they are going to be issue for raising funds through various financial instruments, like as we discussed, there is a equity share capital, preference shares, we have a bonds, we have a securities, all put it together. These are the securities, they are going to be resolve the problem of issuing of rising of funds. Then here, as I said, as a merchant banker, they have a role toward by providing right arrangements with respect to selling, buying or subscribing to the security manager as a consultant, as an advisor, or rendering corporate advisory services in relation to such issue management in merchant banking. So coming to the types where we can able to discuss about where what are all the proposed behind issue administration, where there are 3 administration part which is taken place in under merchant banking. The first one is the lifting development in the quantify of open record organization. So means each and every information which is gathered in the particular bank, and they are going to be provided the such information to the investor at the right time. And capacity of open recorded organization. So therefore, they must need to be registered and they must need to be recognized organization, where they can able to notice that they are sure that they are going to be collect. There is no hide and seek behind collecting the information of the companies. So therefore, they are the capacity of open recorded organization, that type of characteristics the merchant banker should need to be have it. And the troubles emerging due to the regularly expanding SEBI prerequisite. So means whenever the SEBI made amendments or SEBI announced some regulations or conditions, the merchant banker should need to be follow such whatever the rules and regulation which is made by the SEBI. Then coming to in under the issue management, we are focusing into 2 ways. One is pre-issue management, and then we have a post-issue management. So when it is pre-issue management, where we have the first one in the pre-issue management is there is a memorandum of understanding, MOU, we call it as memorandum of understanding, and obtaining appraisal note. So first we are discuss what is the MOU, where as we know that in terms of registration under section 18 subsection 2, before taking an issue management, every merchant banker, or we call it as lead manager, must invariably enter into memorandum of understanding. So with the company making the issue, clearly setting out the mutual rights, liabilities and obligations relating to the issue. So therefore, there is a clear cut information which is need to be provided and obligated by the issuer or issue manager who are performing as a issue management manager. He must need to be carefully known the mutual rights, obligations and limitations, even the liabilities they must need to be known regarding to the particular issue. Then obtaining appraisal note. So after the contract for issue management is awarded, an appraisal note is prepared either in-house or is obtained from outside appraising agencies like financial institutions, bankers, financial advisories. So these appraisal note thus prepared through light on the proposed capacity outlay on the project and the funds of funding it. So source of funding it. So here based on the particular issue manager, their capacity which is going to be evaluated by the financial institution and bank. So based on that project, they are going to decide how much is the project outlay and how they can able to raise the funds for the companies. Then coming to the third one, where they are concentrating on appointment of other organization, appointment of other intermediaries, or you can call it as other organization who are performing as a merchant bankers. So here the lead managers, should ensure the requisite intermediaries who are appointed are registered with the SEBI. So therefore, all those intermediaries must need to be registered themselves in under SEBI, and before advising the issuer on the appointment of other intermediaries, lead manager shall independently assess the capability and the capacity of the various intermediaries to handle the issue. So therefore, they are critically going to evaluate, the particular lead manager to know that how he can able to face the whatever the internal or whatever they have external issues with respect to the issue management, they are going to analyze it. Then the fourth one, here enters allocation of responsibility. Enters allocation of responsibility, where the lead manager, where an issue is managed by more than one lead manager. So therefore, the responsibilities are going to be shared among the particular group. So therefore, the responsibility of each lead manager shall be clearly defined or delineated. So where they are going to show what are the roles and responsibilities of each and every lead managers. And the next one is preparing so in the previous class, which already we have discussed, that where once they are planned about the organization and their futuristic financial plan and whatever the primary information they are gathered, then they must need to be incorporate the information regarding to, they must need to be in the position to prepare the prospectus where the lead manager should ensure proper disclosures to the investors, keeping in mind their responsibilities as per merchant banker rules and regulations. The lead manager should therefore not only furnish adequate disclosures but also ensure due compliance with the guidelines for disclosure and investor protection issued by the SEBI, which is also specifies the contents of the prospectus as well as the application form. So therefore, each and every information must need to be detailed to the investors through the prospectus. So therefore, the investors, they can easily aware about the company information. So when the companies are provided as a merchant banker, whenever they are followed the rules and regulations of merchant bankers, so and when they are carrying their responsibilities, they are leading their responsibilities in the right way, surely the prospectus, which is going to be helpful to the investors to know about the company's strength, as well as they can easily believe the company and even they can follow up with the application form. Then the sixth one in the pre-issue is submission of they have a submission of draft offer document. So therefore, so in the submission of draft offer document, where the lead manager hand over not less than 25 copies of the draft offer document to SEBI for the approval process and also to the stock exchange for registration, where the issue is proposed to be listed, the lead manager shall submit to SEBI the draft prospectus in a computer floppy. So where earlier we have a computer floppy, now the digitalized instrument we are using like CD or DVD or pen drive, through that they can able to submit the whatever the draft which is prepared by the merchant banker. He must need to submit those for getting a permission for issue management. So therefore, as a regulatory bodies, we have like SEBI as well as stock exchange, where they are anticipating those required documents from the merchant bankers. And the next step is to launching of a launching of public issue. So where once the legal formalities and statutory permission for issue of capital are complete, the process of marketing the issues starts. So the lead manager has to arrange for distribution of public issue stationery to various collecting banks, brokers, investors, and the public issue is launched formally by conducting press conferences, brokers meets, and issuing advertisements in various newspapers and mobile bank brokers and sub-brokers. So therefore, you can easily reach each and every stakeholders while you are performing as a merchant banker. So therefore, you can easily noticed by each and everybody, and you are the investors, they are easily get the information that when you are when you provide the publicity, it will helpful for them to get to know the easy way towards reaching you as a merchant bankers to get the better facilities. Coming to the post. So coming to the post issue management. In the post issue management, first one here is post issue activities. So in the post issue, after the closure of the issue, the lead manager has to manage the post issue activities pertaining to the issue. So he is to ensure the submission of the post issue monitoring report as directed by SEBI. And coming to the next one, where finalization of basis of allotment. So finalization of basis of allotment, we call it as BOA, where in case of public offering, besides post issue lead manager, he must need to be registered to the issue, and regional stock exchange officials, association of public representative is required to participate in the finalization of basis of allotment. So the date of accepted applications in finalized and regional stock exchanges are approached for finalization of basis of allotment. Then the third step is to dispatch of share certificates. So dispatch of share certificate in this, once they are made a BOA, basis of allotment, then it follows dispatch of share certificates to the successful allottees. So allottees, where they are going to get a share certificates and demat, credit, cancelled stock invest and refund orders to unsuccessful applicants. So sometimes they are going to be returned back if the application is not fulfilled by the candidates who are invested, and sometimes they must need to be refunded. Which are the applications are cancelled, for them they are going to refund the particular amount. Then issue of advertisement in newspaper. Where each and every merchant banker who are performing as a supporter to the organization or advisor to the organization to rise up the funds for the company, where they must need to, whatever the issue they are going to do, they must need to be provide the advertisement in the newspaper. So therefore it will be very easier way that they can easily reach to the public to raise the funds. So therefore here an announcement in the newspaper is also made regarding to BOA, whatever basis of allotment, and number of applications received and the date of dispatch of share certificate and refund orders must need to be given the particular information, detailed information. Then we have a fifth step where we have a redressal. So we have a redressal of investor grievance. So in the merchant bankers as lead managers should actively associate with post-issue activities like an allotment, refund and dispatch, and should also take adequate steps to monitor redressal of investors' grievance arising out of various issues handled by them. So sometimes subscription problem, sometimes issue problem, call money, sometimes not reach at the time, they are going to cancel the share. So therefore, there is a huge problems or issues which are going to be arise when they are raising a capital for any firm. So therefore, the merchant banker must need to be very careful regarding to all these issues, where in the allotment, in the refund and dispatching those share certificate, they must need to be very careful and need to be have a redressal with respect to any grievance which is happened. Then coordination with other intermediaries. As I said, when you are performing as a merchant banker, you must need to be have a link with the all brokers, sub brokers, and whatever the rules and norms, regulations with the banks, financial institution, each and everything you must need to be aware of it. So therefore, that will be helpful for you to issue at the right date prior to the expiry. So then post issue monitoring reports. So after that, the SEBI prescribed certain post issue reports which are required to submitted by the lead managers. So two post issue reports for each public issue are to be sent by the lead manager to the SEBI. First one should be third day of post monitoring report and 78th day post issue monitoring report. So based on the initial stage and the completion stage, they must need to provide this report to the SEBI. Then the other responsibilities for the lead manager is to they must need to be have a payment of interest to the applicants for delayed dispatch of allotment letters, refund orders, etc., like as prescribed in the offer document, and submission within 2 weeks from the date of allotment, a certificate of to SEBI certifying the stock invest on the basis of allotment was finalized. So therefore, they must need to be report within 2 days of any allotment to the SEBI. Then issue pricing. So the guidelines of capital issues issued by the Security Exchange Board of India SEBI in June 1992 have opened the capital market to free pricing of issues. So pricing of issues is done by the companies themselves in consultation with the merchant bankers. So if the premium is too low, the issue gets oversubscribed, and if the premium is too high, then it is bound to be undersubscribed and fail. So the merchant bankers, while deciding the premium, has to take the following two factors into account. One is qualitative factors and the other one is quantitative factors. So in the qualitative factors, the prospectus of the industry, track record of the promoters, the competitive advantage of the company, company size, the worthiness of the company, credit worthiness of the company, assets composition of the company, and the company as in making best use of the business opportunities and the growth of the company as compared in the industry. So we are comparing the company with industry, so therefore we can easily get to know that how the company performance is, whether it is beyond the standard of the industry or they are performing very well compared to the competitors. That we can easily ascertain while we are doing the right investment. Then coming to the second one, where we have a quantitative factors, which is includes the earning per share. So how much the company is able to make up profits to the equity shareholders, book value of the company, we also call it as intrinsic value of the company, the average market price of 2 or 3 years, we are comparing the growth and dividend payment records and profit margin, net profit, gross profit, operating profit, and the composite industry price earning ratio. So we are comparing, again we are comparing our price with the industry, where we can able to notice that what are all the measures we need to be take for meeting the industry standards and future prospects of the company, which is all these which is going to be helpful to the company to make sure that how we need to be perform, what standard we need to fix with respect to achieving the desired profits and better earnings to the shareholders. Earlier such a premium was fixed as per the guidelines of the controller of capital issues since the adoption of the free pricing in the year 1992 by the SEBI, the abolition of the office of controller of capital issues, there have been a spike of issue at a premium. So then we are moving to the comparison between the fixed price issues and book building issues. Fixed price issue, as I said, based on the demand, the price already fixed by the company. But in book building, based on the demand creation, based on the company, they are going to decide that what will be the price they must need to be state for book building. So when we comes to fixed price issues, when we take a consideration of offer price, the price at which the securities are offered and would be allotted is made known in the advance to the investors, and 20% of price band is offered by 20% of price band is offered the securities by the issuer within which investors are allowed to bid and the final price. Where when we consider the demand, so in the fixed price issue, the demand for the securities offered is known only after the closure of the issue. So therefore, till that nobody get the information regarding to the particular securities. So therefore, the demand which is arise once the closure of the issue which is happened, then the payment 100% payment application supported by the blocked amount, and reservation, there will be a reservation in the fixed prices where 50% of the share offered and reserved for application. So below rupees 2 lakhs and the balance for a higher amount application. Then coming to book building issues, in book building issue, a 20% price band is offered by the issuer within which investors are allowed to bid, and the final price is determined by the issuer after the closure. And here the demand for these securities offered and at various prices prices is available on a real-time basis, so on the BSE website during the bidding. So therefore, the price may varies in book building. It depends on the company and the issues which they are declared at the time of bidding the particular stocks. And coming to the payment, here also the 100% application supported by the blocked amount. So therefore, both the side, even if it is in the fixed price issues or book building issue, the amount the certain supported by the blocked amount. Then even the reservation where 50% of shares offered are reserved and 35% for non-retail and 15% for retail investors. So in the fixed price issue, 50% they are retained and 50% they are going to be issued for public. But in case of book building, they are going to provide 50%, they are offered as a reserve, and the rest of remaining 50%, 35% they go for non-retail and 15% they go for retail. So this is about and where here as per the comparison, we can easily know that book building always depends on whatever the actuals or the assumed figures which the companies are provided to the public. Based on the market reaction, the price of the particular issue may varies, but in under fixed rate where the rate which is not going to be rise. So fixed issue, whatever the price which is stated, the price will be constant. So hope you understand about how these issue management, which is most important from the side of merchant bankers, and as a merchant banker, as a lead manager, why you must need to be aware about the pre-issue management activities and post-issue practices. These will be helpful for them to acknowledge their knowledge with respect to the rules, regulation and the guidelines which should be followed as prescribed by SEBI guidelines as well as stock exchange guidelines. The merchant banker should need to be aware the each and every details about the issue management. So as a finance specialization students, you must need to be know when you are operating or whenever you are investing your money in the security market or share market, where you must need to be know all these functions of merchant bankers with respect to issue management. It is always helpful to all investors whenever they are purchasing or selling a shares. At that time they must need to be know how it is going to be advantage to them towards following all the procedural aspects under issue management. I hope you understand. Thank you for your listening. Thank you one and all.